You ever just have a really bad day? I'm kind of having a really bad day and it has nothing to do with the market. First of all, I just did the whole daily update and then realized I didn't hit start on the camera. Second of all, this morning I had to have surgery. A week and a half ago, I was out in Vegas and I had open-toed shoes. I accidentally kicked this plant at my sister's. I removed a little thorn. I thought I got all of it out. I thought I just had torn up my toe. Turns out I didn't. And this morning I had a foreign body granuloma removed from my big toe. What is a granuloma? It's something that forms around a foreign body in your body. The foreign body in this case was a 7 millimeter thorn that had been there for a week and a half. I took a vote. Does anyone want to see it? See that wound? 20 said yes, 12 said no. But guess what? I'm not going to show it to you because my buddy Raul Banta is smart and knows I shouldn't. However, I can show you my sock, what my sock looks since this morning's surgery. You want to see it? I'll give you 2 seconds to close your eyes. There it is. That's my sock. Bled through the Band-Aid, the sock, the shoe, everything. All right, you can look again. So, did the whole daily update already. My toe is throbbing and in massive pain. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go through the dailies like I just did with nobody watching. And then I'm going to show you what the green and orange lists look like now that I've already moved everything off. So yesterday I talked about if we lose the low of today, meaning yesterday, would that be the end of the world? No, it would just mean that we were flipping another time frame or trend line lower. So we'd already flipped the ultra short term, the 8 lower. Now we flipped the 21 lower. We need to close below here to kind of confirm this. We could obviously pop back up, but we had increased volume. A lot of things are breaking down. It feels like we got a trip coming to the 50. The point is we don't have an edge right now. We could as easily gap up tomorrow as we can gap down, and that doesn't give us an edge. And if you look at the charts out there, there's not a lot of edge in the charts. Hopefully, when this day happened, you took off a little bit of risk. And if you still had some on when you lost this, you took that off. And if you had any left on, you took that off. Maybe you took it all off here. I don't know. But the point is, we are starting a pullback, and when it will end, we don't know. Same thing here with the Qs. A little bit better because they're kind of closer to that support level. Feel like they could bounce easier, but lost the 21, increased volume. A lot of tech names breaking down. We've got IWM, which is below the 50 for the second time. Well, didn't quite get below here, but now it's below. Last time it was below was in August. Anytime it was below for any significant amount of time was back in, where is the 50? There it is, back in May. And then finally the Dow, which really it's not even below that level yet. So it looks a little bit better, but it did lose the 21. Let's go through the VIX. I'm worried that the VIX is consolidating up here and might want to try to break through this area. TLT, little dead cat bounce off of the 200. Dixie, talked about this breaking the 200 earlier in the week. Got knocked down today. Makes sense. This is a level where, we saw resistance. So will it fill in this area above the 8 and consolidate before trying to go higher? We'll have to see. Bitcoin, I talked about yesterday was a good start if this was the end of the pullback. Today's not a great day. This is the line in the sand for sure right now. Ethereum, same thing. Feels like, we could break back below the VWAP. This is the line in the sand here. Solana, same thing. XHB surprisingly holding this area here. Is it forming a little flag right on support? We will have to see. Right there. SMH, looking just like the Qs and looking like NVIDIA, right, which broke down today. XBI. All right, so bouncing off the 21, little consolidation day. The question is, does it come here, bounce like this, and then go back up, or is it come down here, bounce, and then run out of steam and roll over? We don't know yet. And this is part of the problem with most of the charts today is no edge. XLF looks pretty good still, relatively speaking. A lot of the bank names don't look so bad. Would love to see this thing get up into here. That would probably correspond with some firming up of the market. KRE still got this higher low in place, but again, needs to get up in this area. Oil, slowly starting to roll over. OIH tried to go today, but got knocked back down. XLE tried to go, got knocked back down, not as much. Gold just sitting here in this range for right now, not really giving us a clue as to where it's going to go. GDX still in this range, and silver also in this tightening range. And pot, you just can't wait forever without a catalyst. You know, when that's what everyone's waiting for, you don't get it. You just eventually start breaking down, and you can see that we're breaking down past, if this is the, this is the area here, we're breaking down into there. We're losing the 200 in the process. All right, so nothing came over. In the video that you didn't see, I just highlighted some things that are dying. Kava is dying. Palantir got smacked down today. A lot of the big cap tech got smacked down. Look at Microsoft since earnings, smacked down. Meta starting its move lower. Even Amazon, which looked like it had maybe done a little bit of a reversal there, dropped a decent amount today. So, like I said, sorry, I already cleaned things off that were on this list. The things that still stay are Valero. Well, actually, Valero goes to the active list. See? Halliburton stays, even though we tried to go and came back in, and I like that we're still at the top of this range, so that's going to stay. Apple tried to go, but still looks pretty tight here. So if the market firms up, it could go. I'm going to keep it there. CrowdStrike, it's a tough one because, it did this flush thing, but if we didn't have this little wick here, this would be kind of a decent pullback off the 21. So I'm going to keep this here. Citibank still looks pretty good. What graduated from the green list? JP Morgan, which technically broke out today. Valero, which we already talked about. What was on there was Las Vegas Sands. Showing some pretty good relative strength. So anyway, I'm going to go take some pain meds and take a nap. So if you get in the Discord, you may see me tonight. You may not. But anyway, either way, have a great night. Bye.